If you are between 28 and 35, this video is for you. What you do with your money in this specific window changes everything. Not slightly, not marginally, everything. The difference between starting these three things at 30 versus 40 is over $1 million, not because of income, not because of luck, because of time and compound interest working together. And most professionals in their early 30s are doing none of these three things correctly. They are not behind because they are irresponsible. They are behind because nobody told them what the actual math looks like. That ends today. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do in what order with real numbers. I am also going to show you a comparison later in this video. Two people, same salary, same discipline. One starts at 30, one starts at 40. The outcome will make your jaw drop. Here's the reality about retirement in your 30s. The average 35-year-old in America has roughly $23,000 saved for retirement. The recommended target is 3 times your annual salary by age 35. For someone earning $75,000, that is $225,000. Most people are not even close. And the gap is not because they spent recklessly. The gap exists because they did not have a system. They contributed a little here, paused for a year there, moved jobs, and forgot to roll over the old 401k. No structure, no order, no compounding. The three things I'm walking you through today are the system. They are not complicated. They do not require a financial advisor or a 6-figure income. They require consistency and the right starting point. The math works if you do, but the math only works if you start before 35. Here is why that deadline matters more than most people realize. Every financial calculation around retirement runs on compound interest. Compound interest means your money earns returns. Then those returns earn returns. Then those returns earn returns on top of returns. It builds on itself. It accelerates over time. It becomes enormous given enough years. There's also a psychological side to starting early that the math does not capture. When you start investing at 30, the habit becomes part of your identity. You stop seeing retirement contributions as a sacrifice. They become automatic, expected, normal. People who start at 40 are fighting against years of habits already formed. The money math is worse, and the behavioral shift is harder. Both problems compound against them simultaneously. Starting early solves the math and builds the habit at the same time. That is a dual advantage that cannot be replicated later in life. But compound interest is ruthlessly dependent on one variable above all others: time. Not how much you earn, not how much you invest each month. Time. A dollar invested at 30 has 30 to 35 years to compound before typical retirement age. A dollar invested at 40 has 20 to 25 years. That 10-year difference does not reduce your outcome by a third. It can cut your final number nearly in half. Let me show you exactly what that means with two real people. Meet David. David is 31. He works in marketing and earns $72,000 per year. David starts following the 3-step system today. He does not earn a raise for the purpose of this comparison. He does not inherit money. He does not take unusual risks. He simply does the 3 things in this video starting right now. By the time David is 65, he has $2. $3 million now. Meet James. James is also 31 today. James hears about these same 3 steps. He tells himself he will start at 40 when he earns more. At 40, James does start. Same salary, same contributions, same index funds. By 65, James has $980,000. Same person, same income, same work ethic. One started at 31, one started at 40. The difference is $1, $32 million. Not because David was smarter, because David gave compound interest 10 more years to work. That is the entire point of this video. You have a window right now. It is open. It will not stay open. Here are the 3 things you need to do inside it. Thing number 1. Capture every dollar of your employer match inside your 401k. This is the single highest return move available to any working professional, bar none. Here's how it works. Most employers offer a 401k match as part of their benefits package. A common structure is a 4% match. Some offer 3%. Some go up to 6%. What that means in practice is this. If you contribute 4% of your salary, your employer adds another 4% for free. That is a 100% instant return on your contribution before any market growth. No investment in the world reliably returns 100% instantly. Your 401k employer match does exactly that. And yet the vast majority of professionals under 35 either do not contribute enough to capture it or do not contribute at all. Every dollar of match you leave unclaimed is a dollar you threw away. Let me put a real number on this for David. David earns $72,000. His employer matches up to 4%. That means the employer adds up to $2,880 per year in free money. If David contributes 4%, he puts in $2,880. His employer adds another $2,880. That is $560 going into his 401k annually just from step 1. His employer contributed $2,180 of that. At zero cost to David. Now watch what happens to that employer match over time. $2,180 per year invested in an S&P 500 index fund for 34 years at a 10% average annual return. The historical average of the S&P 500 since 1957. That employer match alone grows to $710,000. Free money from his employer that compounded for 3 decades. David did not earn that. His employer gave it to him, and all David had to do was contribute enough to trigger it. If you do not know what your employer match is, find out today. Log into your HR portal, go to your benefits section, find the 401k match details. If your employer matches 3%, contribute at least 3%. If they match 5%, contribute at least 5%. This is step 1, and it is non-negotiable. You do not move to step 2 until step 1 is fully captured. There's also a vesting schedule to understand. Some employers apply a vesting schedule to their match contributions. This means the employer match only fully belongs to you after a certain number of years. A common schedule vests 20% per year over 5 years. If you leave after 2 years, you keep only 40% of the accumulated match. Check your plan's vesting schedule in the benefits documents. It does not change the strategy. Capture the match, always. But it does inform how you think about job changes in your early career. If you are close to full vesting, it may be worth staying for the full match ownership. That calculation could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now here's something important about the 401k that most professionals overlook. Your 401k has a contribution limit set by the IRS. In 2026, the limit is $23,500 per year for those under 50. Most people under 35 are nowhere near that limit, but most people also never check what they're actually contributing. They set it once during onboarding, 3%, maybe 5%. They forget about it. Years pass, their salary goes up, the contribution percentage stays the same. The actual dollar contribution barely moves relative to their income. Step 1 is not just about capturing the match. Step 1 is about getting the contribution right and then leaving it running. Set it up, confirm the match is fully captured, automate it, walk away. The 401k also gives you a tax benefit immediately. Traditional 401k contributions come out of your paycheck before income taxes. If you contribute $500 per month and you're in the 22% bracket, your take-home only drops by $390. The government effectively subsidizes $110 of that contribution through the tax reduction. You are investing more than you're losing in take-home pay. That dynamic makes the 401k one of the most efficient places your money can go. Thing number 2, open a Roth IRA and begin contributing immediately. This is the account that will pay you the most in retirement. And most professionals in their 30s have either never opened one or opened one and barely fund it. Here is why the Roth IRA is so valuable specifically in your 30s. When you are in your early to mid-30s, you are likely in a moderate tax bracket. The 22% bracket covers income roughly between $47,000 and $100,500 for single filers in 2026. Many professionals in their 30s sit right in this range. The Roth IRA lets you contribute after-tax dollars at your current tax rate. Then every dollar of growth is tax-free. Every dollar of withdrawal in retirement is tax-free. You pay taxes now at your current moderate rate. You pay nothing in retirement when your withdrawals could otherwise be taxed at any rate. If tax rates rise in the future, the Roth IRA protects you completely. If your income and tax bracket rise as your career progresses, you are already locked in. The Roth IRA is a bet that paying taxes now at a moderate rate beats paying later at an unknown one. For most professionals in their 30s, that bet is extremely logical. The 2026 Roth IRA contribution limit is $7,000 per year for those under 50. That is $583 per month. There is an income limit as well. For single filers, the ability to contribute phases out between $150,000 and $165,000 in 2026. For married filers, the phase out is between $236,000 and $246,000. If your income is above those thresholds, there's a strategy called the backdoor Roth IRA. It is legal. It is commonly used by high earners. It lets you contribute regardless of income. We will cover the backdoor Roth IRA in a dedicated video on this channel. But for the majority of professionals watching this, you qualify to contribute directly. Start now. One more thing about the Roth IRA that makes a meaningful difference. When you contribute matters almost as much as how much you contribute. Contributing in January versus December gives your money an extra 12 months to compound. That 12-month difference on a $7,000 contribution at 10% growth is $700 in year one alone. Over 34 years of annual contributions, front-loading each year instead of backloading it adds over $60,000 to your total. Set your annual Roth IRA contribution to auto deposit on January 2nd each year, not when you get around to it, not in April when taxes are due, January 2nd, every year, without thinking about it. Back to David. David opens a Roth IRA through Fidelity. It takes him 15 minutes online. He contributes $500 per month, just under the annual maximum. He invests everything in FZROX, Fidelity's zero total market index fund, zero expense ratio, broad market exposure, maximum compound interest potential. David does this every month from age 31 to age 65. 34 years of consistent contributions at a 10% average annual return. David's Roth IRA alone grows to $1. $87 million, $1.87 million, tax-free. When David retires and withdraws from this account, the IRS takes nothing. Not from the growth, not from the withdrawals, nothing. That is the power of starting a Roth IRA at 31 instead of 41. Here is what you need to know about choosing the right brokerage for your Roth IRA. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab are the three strongest options for long-term investors. All three offer zero commission trades. All three have broad index fund options with extremely low expense ratios. Fidelity stands out for its FZROX and FSCAX funds with essentially zero fees. Vanguard created index fund investing and offers legendary low-cost funds. Schwab has strong customer service and competitive index fund options. Betterment is worth considering if you want automated portfolio management. Any of these four will serve you well for a decades-long Roth IRA. Pick one. Open the account today. Start the first contribution this week. Do not spend 3 months comparing options and doing nothing. Every week you delay is a week of compound interest permanently lost. Now the account order matters. David follows a specific sequence. First, he contributes to his 401k up to the full employer match. Second, he maxes his Roth IRA. Third, if he has additional savings capacity, he returns to the 401k and increases his contribution toward the annual limit. This order maximizes his tax advantage space in the most efficient sequence. The 401k match comes first because of the guaranteed instant return. The Roth IRA comes second because the tax-free growth in your 30s is uniquely valuable. Additional 401k contributions come third because they are still excellent but slightly less urgent than the first two. If you have an HD/HP health plan at work, the HSA slots in between the Roth IRA and the additional 401k contribution. The HSA has a triple tax advantage no other account can match. But that is a full separate video we already covered on this channel. The combination of David's 401k match capture and his Roth IRA contributions puts $9,160 per year into tax-advantaged accounts. Before any additional 401k contributions, before any employer match on top of his own contribution. That is $9,160 working with compound interest and tax protection for 34 years. Thing number 3, turn on auto-escalation inside your 401k today. This is the most underused feature in the entire retirement system. Most people never activate it. Almost nobody talks about it. Auto-escalation automatically increases your 401k contribution percentage once per year by a small fixed amount, usually 1%. Your contribution goes from 4% to 5% after year 1, then 5% to 6% after year 2, and so on, up to whatever cap you set. You never feel the increase because it aligns with normal annual salary reviews. When your salary goes up 3%, your contribution goes up 1%. Your take-home still increases, but more of your income is going to work for you. Most people increase lifestyle spending the moment income rises. New car, bigger apartment, more subscriptions, more dining out. They call it a lifestyle upgrade. The math calls it lifestyle inflation. Auto-escalation protects you from that pattern automatically. It routes the raise toward retirement before you can spend it. Let me show you what auto-escalation does to David's outcome specifically. Without auto-escalation, David contributes his base 4% to capture the employer match. He also contributes $500 per month to his Roth IRA. His total retirement savings rate stays roughly constant across his career. With auto-escalation set to increase 1% per year up to a cap of 15%, something different happens. By the time David is 40, he is contributing 14% of his salary into the 401k alone. His salary grew, his contributions grew with it, his lifestyle grew at a slower rate. The difference in his total retirement balance at 65 with auto-escalation turned on is $380,000. $380,000 additional dollars from clicking one checkbox in his HR portal. This is not a lifestyle sacrifice. This is a system adjustment. His day-to-day life barely changes. His retirement outcome changes enormously. Here's how to turn on auto-escalation right now. Log into your company's 401k portal. This is usually through Fidelity Net Benefits, Vanguard, Schwab, or your specific plan administrator. Find the contribution settings. Look for auto-escalation, auto-increase, or automatic annual increase. Set the annual increase to 1%. Set the cap between 12% and 15% of your salary. Save the settings. That is the entire process. It takes under 5 minutes. Most professionals have never done this. Most professionals will retire with significantly less than they could have had. Those two facts are directly related. Now, let me also talk about what to do with your investments inside these accounts. This question paralyzes a lot of people and causes them to delay starting entirely. Do not let the investment choice become the reason you wait. Here's the simplest approach that works for the vast majority of people under 35. Pick a total market index fund inside each account. Inside your Roth IRA through Fidelity, that is FZROX or FSKX. Inside your 401k, look for the fund with the lowest expense ratio, usually a target date fund or an S&P 500 index fund. The expense ratio is the annual fee the fund charges. A low expense ratio means more of your money stays invested in compounds. Anything below 0, 10% is excellent. Below 0, 0.05% is exceptional. If your 401k plan only offers funds with expense ratios above 0, 50%, use the one closest to the S&P 500 with the lowest cost. You do not need anything complex. A total market index fund through Vanguard, Fidelity, or Schwab is all you need. Set the contributions to automatically purchase that fund every month. Never try to time the market. Never move the money based on news headlines. The strategy is time in the market, not timing the market. David does not check his balance monthly. He checks it annually. He rebalances once per year if his allocation has drifted significantly. Otherwise, he leaves it completely alone. That discipline is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a career. Let me also address what many people in their early 30s are dealing with directly. Student loans, car payments, credit card debt. These are real. They are not an excuse to delay retirement savings. Here is the framework. High interest debt above 7% gets paid aggressively alongside retirement savings. Low interest debt below 4%, like most federal student loans, does not justify pausing retirement contributions. The compound growth on retirement accounts, especially with an employer match, outpaces the interest cost on low-rate debt. You do not have to choose one or the other. You capture the employer match first, no matter what. That return beats any debt interest rate guaranteed. Then you handle high-interest debt. Then you fund the Roth IRA. This order holds regardless of your debt situation. And yes, you can do this on a $65,000 salary. David makes $72,000, and this system works for him. It would also work at $60,000 with adjustments to the monthly Roth contribution. Starting with $200 per month into a Roth IRA is still vastly better than waiting. A $200 monthly Roth contribution at age 31 becomes $468,000 by 65 at a 10% return. The same $200 per month starting at 41 becomes $180,000. The difference is $288,000 from the same monthly amount. Just a 10-year gap. Start with what you have, increase it over time. That is the entire system. Before the recap, let me address 3 things people in their 30s do instead of this system. These 3 moves feel rational in the moment and are financially damaging long term. First, waiting until the car is paid off or student loans are gone. Debt payoff feels like progress. And on high interest debt above 7%, it is. But low rate debt below 5% does not justify pausing retirement contributions. The compound interest growth and the employer match together outperform the interest savings. You end the car loan in 3 years. Then you start investing. But those 3 years of compound interest on your contributions are gone permanently. The math never recovers them. Second, keeping money in a high-yield savings account and calling it retirement savings. High-yield savings accounts currently offer around 4 to 5%. That sounds like solid growth. It is not retirement growth. Your money needs 7 to 10% average annual returns over decades to build real retirement wealth. The savings account does not beat inflation over the long run. It is a holding account, a useful one, but not a retirement vehicle. Money sitting in a high-yield savings account for 20 years instead of an index fund costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost growth. Third, investing in individual stocks instead of index funds. Many professionals in their 30s discover the stock market and start picking individual companies. It feels empowering. Sometimes it works for a year or two. Statistically, over a 20-year period, individual stock pickers underperform the index more than 80% of the time. The S&P 500 index fund delivers the market return without the individual company risk. One company can collapse. The index cannot. Use index funds inside all 3 accounts. Every time. Let me bring it all together now. 3 things done before you turn 35, in this exact order. Number 1, capture your full employer match in your 401k. Log into your HR portal today. Find your 401k settings. Confirm your contribution percentage equals or exceeds the employer match threshold. If it does not, increase it today. Not next pay period. Today. Your employer is handing you free money every pay period. Claim every dollar of it. Number 2. Open a Roth IRA and begin contributing. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, or Betterment. Pick one. Open the account online. It takes 15 minutes. Set a monthly automatic contribution. Start at whatever you can afford. Even $200 per month is a powerful starting point. Invest in a total market index fund with zero or near zero expense ratio. Set the contributions to auto-invest. Walk away. Let it compound. Financial independence starts with this account. Number 3. Turn on auto-escalation inside your 401k. Log in. Find the auto increase setting. Set it to 1% per year. Cap it at 12 to 15%. Save. Done. Never think about it again. Your future self will receive hundreds of thousands of dollars more because of that one setting. Let me also be direct about one more thing. Most people who watch videos like this feel motivated for about 48 hours. They tell themselves they will set things up this weekend. The weekend passes, the account never gets opened, the motivation fades, and the old habits return. Do not let that happen with this video. The people who take action today versus the people who feel motivated and wait are not different in intelligence. They are different in one single behavior: action within 24 hours. Every day you wait costs you compound interest you will never get back. David did not wait for perfect conditions. He opened the Roth IRA on a random Tuesday at 11 p.m. on his phone. He logged into his HR portal during a lunch break. He turned on auto-escalation before he even fully understood it. Then the math did the rest of the work for him. The setup is the hard part. Everything after that is automatic. Do the setup today. David does all 3 of these at age 31. His 401k captures the full employer match from day 1. His Roth IRA at Fidelity receives $500 per month invested in FZ rocks. His auto-escalation runs at 1% per year, capped at 15%. At age 65, David has $3 million across his tax-advantaged accounts. He did not earn more than his coworkers. He did not take more risk. He started the system before 35 and left it running. That is financial independence built on discipline, not income. James waited until 40. Same salary, same index funds, same contribution rates. James retires with $980,000. Comfortable, but not the same outcome. The difference between David and James is not luck or talent. The difference is 10 years of compound interest. You still have the chance to be David. If you are 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, the window is open right now. Here is your action step for today. Not this weekend. Today. Step 1. Open your HR portal and check your 401k contribution. Confirm the employer match is fully captured. Adjust if needed. Step 2. Open a Roth IRA if you do not already have one. Fidelity is the starting point for most people. 0 fees. Easy setup. Step 3. Turn on auto-escalation in your 401k right now. 1 checkbox, 1 setting. Hundreds of thousands of dollars compounding over time. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what to do next, subscribe to Retirement Blueprint. Every week, we break down the exact steps working professionals need to take. Real numbers, specific accounts, no fluff. Just the plan. One question before you go. Which of these 3 steps have you already done, and which one are you starting today? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one. See you in the next video.